Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yes! Welcome to the Monday morning recap show here on Drinking Bros Sports. What time is it?
It's not 5, is it?
No.
It's a hot 3:38.
Damn, this is the earliest we've ever been, Ross. Fucking early bird gets the worm over here.
I feel great. I feel great.
Honestly, this is borderline morning for us. The amount of, because we have so many military and first responder listeners, the amount of those listeners that would be disgusted at the times of day we wake up compared to them.
Oh, yeah.
They would just be like, you pieces of shit.
Well, the one of us with the most military experience wakes up the latest.
Yeah. Right.
And doesn't get out of bed until 11.
See, I see what time Mark Wahlberg wakes up every day, and then I try to beat him by 15 minutes.
It makes me want to end my life every time I see that watch. Same with like Giorgio or anybody else where I'm just like, yeah, in what world? That seems like a personal.
So I actually woke up last night at 7:15. That's how I started my day.
Yeah. And so you're still going from then. And then what time do you go to bed then? About an hour?
I went to bed at 6:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 12 hours.
No, 6:45 p.m. and then I woke up at 7:15 p.m.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
So
half hour.
a good half hour.
Well, that gets the worm. It gets the worm.
In the biz.
In the biz. Two things here. A little bit of house cleaning at the top of the show. Want to wish happy 30th birthday to Paper Hands Dan. How hard you go on Friday?
Harder than I probably should have before we were about to drive to Houston.
What driving did you have to do?
Well, I said, look, take a picture. I'll put it up on social media. You guys look like you had crawled through a sewer at some point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where was it? Where'd you go?
What, downtown?
Yeah.
For my 30th?
Yeah.
Well, we started out with Mako Sushi. It's a classic spot to start off.
Sure.
Wow,
Sure.
Kylie couldn't even do Uchi for your fucking 30th?
No, she didn't make a reservation in time.
sad.
And I just
Sad.
kind of called an audible. I'm like, let's just take one Uber because Uber and Lyfts are like $900 now to go 2 miles.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
So we went to Uchi. Then we ended up.
No, you went to Mako.
Oh, yeah.
You did not go to Uchi.
Did not go to Uchi. Went to Mako, which is right on West 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just kind of bounced around West 6, We hit Buford's. We hit WTF.
Which is packed, by the way.
Wait, we both went to WTF on Friday and didn't see each other?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's by design.
Yeah, it has to be. Has to be. And then on my side of the house cleaning here, I would like to give a personal apology to Hall of Famer Chris Bosh. Got elected into the NBA Hall of Fame on Saturday nights. All right, I'm just going to tell you the real story here because this is disgusting, and I apologize, Chris. Okay, I really want to apologize. You can't miss Chris Bosh in an airport, right? You know who it is, even with mask on. I know exactly that it was Chris Bosh. He's a very distinctive head. I feel
He's a dinosaur head.
How about,
yes,
him
correct.
being 7 foot tall? Might give it away, too.
But there's a lot of 7 foot tall black people that are professional athletes. It could go either way, right? Could be football players, linemen, etc.
Well, if you don't even know, you could just be like, maybe that guy played for like UT or something, like basketball.
100%.
Right. Like, and isn't in the league.
1% of people go pro. Yes, you're absolutely right. However, I knew this was Chris Bosh and was at home for a funeral, took the late flight back last night, and I'm boarding my flight in Charlotte, and I was like, shit, it looks like Chris Bosh. Wonder why he's on this plane to Austin. Charlotte
From
to
Charlotte.
Austin.
He's not from either of those places, right?
No. So I don't understand what's going on, but I like it. And I'm also a tall guy, and I'm sitting in first class, obviously. Well, who sits right behind me? Chris Bosh. So I turned around, and I just said, hey, man, I love you. And congratulations on the Hall of Fame. Therefore...
Sorry about the blood clots in your lungs.
Yeah. and everything else. But I said, therefore, I'm not going to put the seat back. I know you're a tall drink, same as myself, and I can see your knees are up against it. And I go, that's what getting in the Hall of Fame, that's the type of respect you get from people, is I'm not going to put it back 3 inches the whole flight, 3 hour flight.
Were you in the
do
front,
that.
Ross? So you already had the extra leg room, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
that very first seat.
Correct.
Pretty spaced out.
And so I was fine. But I said, I'm gonna, out of respect, and he, dapped him, and he started dying laughing, and he goes, that's what the Hall of Fame gets you. And I go, yes, it's perks like this, Chris, that you're going to be amazed with and enjoy the rest of your life. And then it turned about 15 minutes later. I had Mexican food with my family with my children before
Ross,
that.
no.
This
no,
felt-
no, I know,
from the
no.
moment-
Yeah.
From
To
the
a legend?
Yeah.
From the moment this story began, I knew your butthole was going to be involved in some way.
It just opened up where it was like a balloon that never-ending air was going through it, where you're letting it go like that. That is exactly what happened. And for 3 hours, I just absolutely skull crushed Chris Bosh with, some of the worst ass possible. The guy next to me started tearing up a little bit. I can't tell if because you're wearing a mask, and Chris Bosh had to wear a mask the whole flight because he's at risk. Clearly, he's
Very
been
at risk.
Very,
Yeah.
very,
Yeah,
very,
super.
very.
Yeah, I didn't even think
He had
about
to
that.
retire because of that.
Yes, and I don't know if he actually smelt it or if it was his wife. His wife kept getting up, and I was like, man, or maybe she's got her own problems, and maybe she's got Crohn's. I have no idea what it is, but if Chris Bosh, if you're watching,
Always assume Crohn's. Yeah.
yes,
Always assume some type of like inflammation of the stomach.
Yep.
Dude, you were fucking with his lungs.
Yes, I'm surprised that he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't clot out right there and just end it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it. But Chris, I know you watched the show, and I want to apologize for that.
Yeah.
If you killed a Hall of Famer with your farts, what
Yeah,
what more is there to do in life?
It's
And I'm not a-
basketball Hall of Fame, which is super easy to get into.
Yeah, Jay Wright just got in.
Yeah.
And I'm not a gaseous guy, like at all. And I just hadn't had Mexican in a while. And, boom.
Well, you had Mexican in Wilmington.
Correct. Which is not great Mexican.
No, you really want to eat the fish by the coast.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the carne asada.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I actually had a similar story trying to dap up an athlete this weekend.
Ooh, this is great.
Yeah, no, I just went up to Kevin Holland, just tried to dap him up, and he just looked at me and said, nah.
Nah, I'm good.
Just like, nah.
what do you do in a sitch like that?
Well, he's a professional fighter, so you do nothing. Yeah. You just kind of, you kind of just go, oh, okay, I'll go fuck myself. Like,
Yeah.
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 Very similarly, when Chuck finally came over after kissing babies and shaking hands. To
Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, hang out for a little bit, chat about the Iceberger Squad. The guard lady specifically holds Dan back. Like, I walk right past her onto the floor, and she just puts a hand in Dan's
no,
chest.
we produce.
Nah, it's just, him, maybe. You, no.
That's hilarious.
And then, of course, he was swarmed by the millions of
But
fans.
also,
and then-
I mean, Giorgio could pass as one of Charles Oliveira's teammates.
Yes.
Yeah, so Giorgio looks more at home at a UFC fight as like with the other UFC fighters, where you just look like a fan. Like you look like you're like pulling up Instagram to get a fucking pic.
He looks like he was one of the training
You
partners.
look
Like a
at the
fluffer.
ears.
Yeah.
You just look at the ears.
Yeah. Yes. The ears, the hair, the whole
It's
thing.
even without the ears, like it just Giorgio looks like he's in the ring with somebody at some point.
Yeah. And for your birthday, we sent you guys to UFC 262. Great card. How was it in real life? 1, 2, and how was that broken arm? On
Jacare?
TV, I was like,
Did you hear it?
it was so bad that I turned, and DC said, "Please don't show a replay of this."
Oh,
He's-
and
yeah,
they-
yeah, literally that was a company. If you guys didn't watch the undercard, this is why you watch the undercard. Jacare Souza was on it. No one even knew he was fighting. Gets in the armbar and he looks fine, and no one really sees it. And then you just see his arm go
Yeah.
right out.
I don't think
right
Jacare
out.
knew his arm broke.
No, he was kind of confused. He was like looking at the
he's
ref
just
and
like,
what,
no,
what,
I fight.
Right. But on
Why you stop fighting?
on television, he was fully prepared for it. So when you're watching it, you're like, oh, well, you know what's going to happen here. And it seemed like it was a choice. I just wonder how many people make that choice. You know the answer more than I do. Like, has that ever happened to you?
Oh, I've never had my arm broken in an event. Actually, I did in football once, and then I had it wrapped up and was just carried off. But yeah, he tore his AC joint. The same thing that happened to me. The guy sitting right beside me, an Olympic silver medalist triple jumper, same injury.
No way.
Yeah, he actually had his collarbone shaved down and showed me the scar where they went in there and like reattached everything with plates, and I was just
They
like,
connected over that, of course.
Yeah.
For the next 15
Yeah.
minutes.
yeah. He was all 6'5" black man, probably the biggest dong. So we were best friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, we had
Yeah.
a good squad around us, except there was this one kid in front of us that you could see was constantly putting in bets and really had like no idea what he was doing, but he's just screaming like his lungs off.
He kept turning around behind me and being like, so like, who you guys bet through? Like, who's your bookie? And he was from New Jersey.
Okay.
So he was putting everything through his DraftKings account.
He's
Is that-
no,
He's
he's like,
FanDuel.
we're in Texas, can't bet with DraftKings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was
It's all
bitching
an
about
IP.
that for a while.
Yeah.
My bookie works in all 50 states.
yeah.
That's why we're with my bookie.
Yeah, he was like, "Do I need to use some kind of VPN?" And I was like, "Bro, I mean, if you had ExpressVPN, some could bring bros, maybe." But
We also got a gambling sponsor.
sure.
Yeah. MyBookie.com. Did you tell him, hey, Drinkin Bros will double your deposit?
We did, and then we actually predicted
Little
the next
guerrilla
fights for him. He tried to fade us a little bit and was very sad for that opening of the main card.
You can't fade the fader.
Right.
No, sure can't.
No, you
that's
can't.
not how that works.
But that card was, man, you're looking at back-to-back cards that were just lights out.
Yep.
across
And
the
I mean,
board.
it was a little disappointing before the card. Obviously, Nate Diaz was moved back to 263. He got hurt. So you bump up Tony. There's a few other fights that got bumped up. The Barboza fight.
Oh, the
open up
Edson
was
Barboza
awesome.
fight was amazing.
Yeah.
He's obviously an established legend. You've seen Edson Barboza forever, but seeing him down at 45 now, he's just an animal.
He's 2-1. Although he says in his post conference interview, he said he's 3-0 because he doesn't believe he lost to Dan Ige. Which I argue.
I like that.
It was a split decision loss,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
First UFC fight in person.
Yes, it was.
It's a different experience, isn't it?
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
The fight night energy, man.
yeah, I know.
it's-
I do frequent Vegas, so like, I get it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you're there at UFC, you're ready to see somebody get their fucking face ripped off. I can't explain it to people until you go. where
It's
you're
just such a
like,
weird crowd too, and the vibe that you go. Like everyone there is on edge. Everyone there is trying to fight. We saw 2 fights in the crowd.
It seems
One
like
was a chick fight.
Yeah, one was a chick
Really?
fight that also might have involved like Brian Cushion trying to like. He ends up getting escorted out.
for people who don't know.
the linebacker, of the,
former linebacker of the Texans.
Texans.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Houston
yeah.
Texans.
He was either Brian
Beloved.
Cushion or like the most like doppelgangery person I've seen look like Brian.
You
Cushion.
were in Houston. It was fucking Brian Cushing.
Right, and so he had obviously sided with the trashier of the blonde women. So one had like really platinum blonde hair, and one had some like natural blonde hair. He was pulling his significant other, I assume, all away from that fight, or maybe mistress,
Sure.
And he was going through a lot of people, just kind of like
Yeah, you could tell he
like
had
the
fucked
Red
one of those women. The
Sea.
way he was just like swimming through people to get to it,
He gets
and then like
escorted
stepping
out.
up to who.
Yeah.
And then everyone else just starts singing nah nah. Nah.
Was this the girl? I just
we
looked up
go.
his wife.
Oh, I think I have the video on my phone actually.
No,
So we're sorry, Brian, if that wasn't you, and we just outed you.
if we just outed you for cheating on your wife, congratulations for tuning in to Drinkin Bros.
I mean, I hope it was.
and
I guess.
we really don't want to be on that end.
And if you're trying to
we
get back
should,
at
we
him,
should say
Rage.
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly
Allegedly
a
Brian
guy
Cushing.
that looked like Brian Cushion.
Yeah.
and if you're allegedly trying to get back at your husband, so for something he allegedly did, please slide in my DMs. If anyone you know, please message Megan Cushing and tell her that I am available if she's looking to
wasn't this
get
person?
even.
We don't know.
No, that was definitely not her.
We don't know.
Okay.
So neither of these children were here either. Were there either?
There was no children.
Clearly, no
They didn't
children.
bring their toddlers to a cage fight.
He was definitely wearing a Versace bomber jacket too, with like all the gold
yeah,
filigree
yeah,
across
yeah,
it. So
yeah,
he was looking good.
It's just a vibe when you go though. Like everyone's in like Gucci sweatsuits.
Yep.
And like just the white trash, but with money.
Yeah, because those tickets are not cheap.
No.
For UFC. I mean, they're real expensive. More expensive than boxing.
A lot more graphic tees than I would have thought. Still, like
Really?
I thought,
That's a high fucking bar.
yeah, but I would have thought like that ship sailed maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that passes in 2011, but we're still doing this in 2021.
Well, these people aren't up to date on everything, really.
They're living in favelas in Brazil. They just got those affliction tees.
Oh, yeah.
They just came in the boxes that were dropped off from the airplanes.
All those leftovers, dude. All those leftovers.
We just go to another country and it's just all 1990s swag.
Yeah, it's the 2016 Super Bowl champion Atlanta Falcons.
So you had that with all those UFC fans just mixed with there was a pro-Palestine rally going on
so-
around the arena.
Stop.
No,
So
there
we were
was.
fighting on
Around
which
it?
flag it was. Me and Dan were
We're trying to
constantly
be like,
arguing.
is that the Iranian flag?
Was one
for
of the
Benny?
fighters Israeli or?
No,
so
nobody from
Benny
Palestine.
Darlush was from Iran, but he fights out of America now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Benny's fights out of California.
Yeah.
And he's like the most well-spoken.
So Dan sees it, he's like,
dude
that's
you
the
could think.
Egyptian flag. And I'm like, that's totally not the Egyptian flag. And he's like, bro, I run a history podcast. That's the Egyptian flag. And I'm like, it is totally not the Egyptian flag.
If he had said that to me, I would have been like, dude, that doesn't matter. Today he asked me how to pronounce Sarajevo. He was like, Sarajevo?
Yeah.
Look,
I
he,
didn't say
trust-
that bad.
He was pretty close to that bad.
The championship fight.
Yes.
Your boy
Michael
was maybe 8 seconds away from winning the
Yeah, and
championship.
if you were tuned into
title.
my IG live story, you got to watch that fight.
Yeah.
Broadcasted the entire fight.
You just put the entire
Dana's
thing
coming
in,
after
which
you,
is
by
awesome.
the way. Dana's
Look,
you're that guy.
With those
No.
500 views that I got, I think I owe him $60 a piece for those. So someone do the math on that. How much do I owe Dana right now?
30 grand.
30 grand.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That
30
seems
grand.
right.
Probably.
Just go ahead, go and invoice me, Dana. You know,
So
that's
Chandler,
that probably-
first round, 2 judges had it 10-8 Chandler for the first round, which he did drop.
That's
Oliveira.
what I had it. I had it 10-8.
Yeah, and that typically that's what happens when you drop a guy and
Yeah.
you kind of dominate. It's 10-8 round, but I mean, even in the first round, Oliveira took his back, and I mean, it was a good back and forth. Chandler obviously gets up, kind of like does the fall back classic move where it's either like best case you knock the wind out of him, worst case he gets the choke in tighter.
Right. So like Oliveira's up on his back. Chandler stands up and then just jumps backwards and tries to slam, Charles's back against the ground. He creates a little bit of space, so actually helps him get out of it, but it's such a dangerous technique because sometimes you like jump back and you think you're going to get away, and then all of a sudden you go,
Yeah.
and you're done.
And he was done.
No, he
wasn't.
No.
He comes back, created space, started and dropped Oliveira after that. Wins the round. We're like, oh, we're feeling good.
Yeah, I literally turned
we're
around.
counting the money. We're like, all right, what are we going to spend this on? Like, what are we going to do after this?
And then he gets caught in the second round.
16 seconds.
Yeah.
He came out hot.
Thoughts and feelings, because that's your boy.
He fought like a champion.
Yeah.
Great performance in there, honestly. It was a really great performance during the first, 5 minutes and 16 seconds of the fight. He'll be back. I think we get to have all the fun now because everyone was mad that he got the title shot so early. Didn't fight any of the guys in the division. Dana White privilege. Fuck you, Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
Now you get to see him fight everybody in the division. He's got to climb his way back. He's
does.
probably fighting Justin Gaethje
But
next if Justin Gaethje doesn't get. If they hold the title up for the winner of the Dustin Poirier-Conor fight, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler is the fight to make, and I think we're gonna love that because that's gonna be a bloodbath. That's gonna be a
blast.
bloodbath.
That'll be a blast of a fight for sure.
But also, like, I think this was like a best case scenario loss. Like, he looked great.
Yeah.
He looked like he belonged. Oliveira's just a different kind of beast. He
He
survived the storm, came back, knocked his ass out.
He specifically said, in Brazil, we have a saying, sometimes it rains stones, but what do you do when the stones rain back?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's something you take to heart.
Yeah. I don't know what it means, but, I'm there
wins
for
the
it.
title in his 28th UFC fight, which he's been around a minute. Like, he's been here since 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
He still lives in the favelas. Like, he's the still guy, like, buying books for the kids, setting up the hospitals, giving money back, isn't moving away. So he's everything every hip-hop rapper wants to be.
Right.
But he's really doing it.
Here's the thing. Everyone in the division at 155, like, the stars are all coming off losses, right? You have Chandler, you have Conor, Gaethje's
Dustin.
coming off a loss. Not Poirier, but because he just beat Conor.
I said Justin.
Oh, I thought you said Dustin.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. Yeah, but like a lot of the big names are coming off losses, so like it kind of eats itself. Like, I don't think Oliveira's going to be champion for long.
I mean, that's hard
I
to
don't
say.
either.
Who beats him?
I don't either.
Well, it's going to be winner of Dustin and Conor because that's how it.
Yeah,
how it's gonna go.
that's the number one contender fight, clearly.
They kind of set it up so it's like a final four between the two. So it's like winner.
I think Charles Oliveira
champion.
beats Conor McGregor.
Oh, easily. Like, it's not even close, but I don't think Conor beats Dustin.
I don't either, but the dream.
I don't want Conor to beat Dustin.
The dream is
You guys
for
know. You
Conor
guys.
to
You
win
guys.
both
You guys
and
know.
have the
You guys
belt.
know he is right.
Yeah.
Like this is the Buccaneers. Like Conor's gonna win that fight.
I don't
will,
think
yeah.
so. I think he's going to lose.
He will, but I don't want him to.
At no point do I believe Conor McGregor is as focused or takes care of his
No.
body as well as Tom Brady.
Well, he takes care of his body, but if you look at his training on Instagram, it is all on a yacht or on a beach. Or
For that last fight, because they were in Fight Island, he needed to like rent something out. He could have ran to gym or a hotel, but
It's
he
like
ran
Tiger
to yacht.
come
He's
down
too
with
rich.
his yacht. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's too rich. He's too rich now.
He's so prideful. Like he's like no matter how rich you are, he's still prideful.
When is that fight? Do you know the date?
It's either July
July.
10th or June 10th.
July.
July 10th. Okay.
So it's 264?
Yeah, I believe so.
So 263,
Is
which is a
Vettori.
loaded card, by the way. Then 264 would be Conor. And then I think there's another good fight there. For
On the Conor?
264. On the Conor.
Oh, it's Gilbert Burns versus
Stephen
Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, man. These next few cards are loaded.
I mean, it's nice because we see some of our favorite fighters stay around. We still see them be relevant. Like, we're losing a couple of them. You know, some of the really older guys are kind of making their way up, but these new stars are exciting.
Jacare,
I mean, we lost Jacques. I mean, we lost a lot of the bigger guys.
4 straight losses. His arms broke.
Yeah.
Maybe they give him like one more fight. They're like, hey,
He's
you can
old.
headline a fight night.
No, he's old.
We'll give you like a send off, like a swan song.
Him versus Weidman. And that's just arm versus leg. That's what they call it, dude. Yeah. Figure out what happens.
I don't think Tony's gonna be around for a bit because I'm pretty sure Tony hurt.
That's
his
4
leg.
straight losses for him too, right?
3.
Tony 3.
Three.
But
That's his third straight.
there's no way something didn't pop in his leg, like in that heel hook.
Yeah.
Like I think you could hear it
It
too,
looked,
right?
yeah, it looked nasty.
And he's like, no, nothing happened. It's like, no.
I mean, we both said he walked out of the cage pretty good. I mean, he was a little ginger, but he walked out of the cage by himself. And God, I don't know. Fighting
He
is
got
just such a brutal
dominated
sport.
for 3 rounds.
That's the most important takeaway. Is like, so like, if you're really going to break down the Tony fight, is Tony looked better. We saw head movement. You know, he didn't get pieced up like he did. And we had never seen Tony get outstruck before, besides, you know, until he started losing. So we're seeing Tony get out grappled. We're seeing Tony get outstruck. What happened here is Tony couldn't do anything else. He didn't look bad, but there's nothing he could do. Like, Benny controlled that entire fight.
He wrestled, so like all of Houston booed him the entire fight. So Giorgio was just like, "Shut up, shut up! This is the art."
It's like, this is exactly what he wants to do. Because I mean,
This is the art.
When Benny's up 2 rounds to 0 and Tony's on his back, like, the only way you can throw that away is Tony catches something crazy, and that's what we loved about him. You know, there's an elbow from anywhere, there's a choke from anywhere, like, and he had the darce in there. Like, Benny almost got caught.
Tight, yeah.
That darce was really tight, but like, this is why I don't think Tony's going to keep going, is because we're seeing him get beat in his best positions. You know, he's where he wants to be, being able to catch someone off his back. You know, he's got the crazy submissions, and people aren't falling for it anymore.
He's old now, so
He's old.
He's not a contender, but he's the kind of guy where you just set up these like big name fights. Him, Masvidal, like,
I think he's
even
done.
when Conor loses this, it's going to be like you're just going to do catch weight fights with big names.
No,
try to get money.
See, Dana hates catchweight fights. Like,
Yeah,
Dana will barely do a catchweight fight.
But when your
unless
biggest
it's really
stars
worth
are
the
starting
money.
to like move into
Age,
that,
yeah.
and
You
they're not
can't say
contenders.
Tony's the biggest star, though. You can't say
No,
Tony doesn't
but-
sell pay-per-views. by
Yes,
himself. By himself.
from the reaction when we were in the Toyota Center, the biggest reaction of the night was for Tony Ferguson coming out.
I agree.
He was the biggest star that night.
Yep. And he wasn't the main.
No, he was the second. He was the co-main event.
He was the biggest reaction other than Derek Lewis, who was in attendance.
Yeah, and I mean,
People
he's
love
from
Derek
Houston.
Lewis, dude. It's crazy.
Big Black, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Do you want him to beat Ngannou? Because like basically at
He already has.
in the post fight, Dana said that is the next fight that's coming up.
Yep.
They weren't focusing on it yet because it's so far down the road. I think it's sometime in July or August.
And the first fight was just the worst thing you've ever seen, because Francis was scared the whole time to like even try to throw anything.
As you should be. He has that just strange kind of power.
Because
It's
Derek Lewis, he'll be on
unexplainable.
ice skates like a giraffe the entire fight, but he'll catch you with one punch and just knock you out. Like,
It'll be a good
Also,
one.
what we heard from Dana in the post fight that I don't think people caught in on, Jon Jones was offered the Stipe fight and has turned it down many a time.
because he wants 30 mil.
It was $30 million.
I mean, he will not fight Stipe.
Oh, just because he doesn't want to fight Stipe.
Yeah, he
That's
doesn't want that.
the words that came out of Dana's mouth.
Well,
And this is right after that. Dana prefaced it with, "I think Jon Jones is the GOAT. If he retired right now, he's still the GOAT in my eyes. And every time he wants to fight, he can come back and fight."
you wouldn't say Khabib.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. What Dana said in his press conference.
Correct.
Is Dana believes that Jon Jones
Probably
is the GOAT.
GSP
And even
still.
though they have their huge history together of disliking each other, Dana's still calling him the GOAT. So I mean, like,
GSP's the GOAT.
Speaking of GSP, there was a rumor out this weekend that Dana was the one who spiked GSP versus Jake Paul. And he said, absolutely fucking not. You're not going to do this.
yeah, I mean, he talked about that a little bit in his post fight too. He was like, people kept bringing up Triller, and he's like, addressing the media, he said, quit asking me questions because these guys are calling me every day, asking me things every day. I don't want to respond to them. They can go do whatever they want to do. Quit asking questions for them and putting me on the spot. And then he completely went off on him, calling it a joke, calling it a circus. And he was wondering, he's like, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to start an MMA organization? Like, they've had no MMA fights yet. Like, what are they doing? Why are they trying to bring MMA guys over? I kind of agree with him. Just stay course. And like, he specifically said the fact that you can make the most money you've ever made in your life. And he looked over to Chuck. He was like, Chuck, how many times have people told us that? How many times have they told us we're about to make the most money we're about to ever make in our life? Oscar De La Hoya, how many times has he said that?
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. You know, and they're building something great here. And getting back to why he doesn't like catchweights is like there needs to be divisions. There needs to be champions. There needs to be some sort of structure with this because when you get into these weird catchweights, when you get into these like big stars who aren't necessarily up in the rankings, you're putting your attention in the wrong place.
Right.
Yeah, but then they create the BMF belt.
Which is
like a complete like
And you have not
hypocritical
seen
thing to do.
and you have not seen that belt be up for a fight yet.
Well, Usman should have the belt. He knocked out Masvidal cold.
Yeah.
He did.
Like,
Yeah.
Usman
I mean,
should just have the
is there
BMF
now a
belt.
BMF lineage? Is that what we're doing?
He said that
No.
Dana White said they're all done with that. That was a one and done type stitch. So
Why is he carrying it around?
wow.
Oh, by the way,
yeah, belt's a belt, dude.
there's another thing too. So there were at the kind of like the merchandise area and stuff. You could buy a replica belt for like $900,
$850.
and there was multiple people in attendance with the belts. And I'm like,
Why don't you guys get that?
I'm not.
I was literally going to
I refuse. I refuse.
Premium
I
content.
was like, Ross would have paid for the belt.
Premium content.
But,
We
yeah,
can put it
you
on the
would have-
show right now.
You would have.
I figured we have obviously we talk to Chuck all the time. Chuck, his belts are just collecting dust
They are,
in
yeah.
his closet. Just give
Yeah.
us one of your belts, Chuck, a real belt. But yeah, dudes are walking around like and they're dressed well.
Yeah.
So they're trying to like fool women into them believing that they're an actual fighter, I guess, with the belt.
Great flex.
I
Oh,
refuse
is there
to
a better
believe.
con than that?
No.
Like if you're at a USC event and you're just walking
And
around with
because
the
you don't
belt,
know, dude.
and they're all on the floor too. They're sitting in these floor seats.
When we were at the Canelo fights, they brought out the belt a couple times, and all these women were flocking, taking pictures of this dude. I didn't know who the dude was. I didn't even know if the belt was
Yeah.
real.
You have your boys just take pictures with you to pretend
Yes,
and like
dude.
trick other people into believing you're somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a whole ordeal. You just kind of plan out.
I would have
such a
paid
good trap.
$top for that. That would have been great.
I want it now.
Walking around the arena, dude, just ordering hot dogs and shit, and being like, "Yeah, man."
Well, I mean, we spent almost that on the beers that we bought for $67.
Well, that's just- yeah,
Two
every-
beers were
Every sporting event.
$67.
How many ounces?
Dollars.
How many ounces per beer?
I think they were
They're
32 ounce
bigger.
beers
They're like
32 ounce
yeah.
beers. So you're basically paying $1 an ounce.
Eesh,
for draft
it's not
beer.
great.
Yeah.
It's not great. Oh, draft beer, huh?
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
man,
gotta do it though.
gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
You don't have a choice.
No, and then
That's
afterwards,
the most money I've ever spent drink wise on a fight. UFC when McGregor won the champ belt, Madison Square Garden. I think we rung up a tab of $1,200. Two men, but he wanted to see every single undercard, and we were there at like 4:00 in the afternoon.
you want to do some drinking.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we tried to do some drinking afterwards.
And
We went from bar to bar to bar,
Downtown Houston.
I don't believe you going
terrible.
from bar to bar to bar.
trying to get in that everything was closed.
That
That would require
imply
that there are bars.
that would imply there were more than like 4 bars in downtown Houston.
So we end up at the Four Seasons.
Yeah,
at
every
last call.
bar is attached to a goddamn hotel, and most of them closed at like midnight. Like
Yeah.
Craig Biggio's bar's done. Like there was nothing around downtown Houston.
not a big fan of Houston. Bucks Wild, you should have popped into though. Had a couple of
allegedly, I
drinks.
heard Washington Street is the place to go, but like it's a little bit further.
Not a fan of Houston.
I'm not a
Never
fan of
been
Houston, no.
a fan of Houston.
It's
at all.
not like as far as Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio goes is like the big 4. Texas City. I guess you could throw Fort Worth. In
I think
there too.
Houston's 4 on my list.
And
easily.
I'd go 5th.
Wow.
If you want to put Fort Worth in there too, I'd go 5th because at least in terms of going out, the worst nightlife. Like you either need to only want to be at strip clubs,
Yeah.
or Uber. Like from location to location. Like Dallas has like multiple areas that you go out. Austin's Austin. San Antonio has like one or two like actual bar. I don't love San Antonio,
don't
but
either.
Fort Worth has a great warehouse district. I think it's called.
Yeah.
We couldn't even go back to our hotel.
It was
because
swarmed.
Everyone just went to our hotel to drink. So like we couldn't even go to our rooms because there was just lines to get into the
Oh, the line
hotel.
for the elevator was
way.
insane. So we went to the Four Seasons. Shout out to Four Seasons for carrying Long Branch, by the way.
Is that where you guys were staying?
No, we
No.
stayed at we stayed at the Hilton.
Yeah, we stayed at the Hilton. No, we stayed at the Hilton. We went to Four Seasons for drinking, and like, I'm just so happy they carried Long Branch. So we cracked one of those. We saw Justin Wren. He came in right after us. Fight for the Gotten, the big
Hell yeah.
pygmy, another local Austin. We've been seeing him around a lot lately. He was actually at the Chappelle show that we were at and went to. That courtesy of the Ross and the great fans that you guys sent us to over Christmas, which is really cool. Seeing like these Austin socialites just like out doing things, having fun, getting wasted. You know, it's.
There's nothing better than live sporting events. Like for my money, if I could go to all of this shit, I would. Speaking of which, we got some play-in games coming up this week. if it was a packed house for the Lakers-Warriors game, holy shit. Imagine how much those tickets would go for if they were at a full capacity, 100% attendance.
That's as good of a fucking play-in NBA game as you could possibly have.
It's a dream. For ratings, NBA, all of it, you have Steph Curry versus LeBron James. Who do you got in that one?
Line I saw was 4.5. Lakers, obviously, minus 4.5. Yeah, hammer that. They're going to destroy the Warriors.
Yeah.
Lakers by 10.
That's the smart bet for sure. I'm rooting for the Warriors.
Same.
Yeah, no,
That's the heart bet.
It is.
That's the Mizzou bet.
prefer
Yes.
that Steph knocked off LeBron. Obviously, I'm not a LeBron
Well,
guy.
I'm rooting for the Warriors because
I've
I'm
had-
actually rooting for Chris Paul.
I've had beef with LeBron since I was 16 years old, Rob. We know.
What was the beef at 16? I forgot. Oh, that's right. Yeah. It was
Told
at
him
the
to sit
basketball
down.
camp, right? Yeah. He's like, get the fuck
basketball
out of here.
camp, yeah.
It's because you had a weak jumper.
I don't
No, that's not
understand.
why.
Of all the things to be mad at LeBron for, him being both honest and correct seems like a weird one.
No, it's just my life goal now to tell LeBron James to sit down. Whether I'm a waiter, a hostess,
An usher.
yeah.
Sir, sit down.
I can't wait to see LeBron lose this game and Steph Curry go off for 52 points. He's going to have to.
Steph
Man,
Curry
it-
goes off for 60 points. They still do not
It
win this
feels
game.
like they're going to blow this game. Like it feels like they're going to blow it.
Yes, and it feels like LeBron is going to leave with a freak injury that is going to be like, hey, we don't have a shot at winning the title. I just want to go home and promote Space Jam 2.
And here's the thing with this game too, and it's very LeBron. Like he has an out,
Yes.
which is, man, the play-in tournament's fucking stupid. Like we wouldn't have lost. It was a 7-game series.
Aren't the Lakers
like,
still the favorite
Yes.
to win the title.
to win the title? Yeah.
To win the title.
Doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Well, I mean, you guys just said he has no shot at it. Doesn't every team with LeBron James have a shot?
Yes.
Oh, I-
Doesn't
I-
every team with LeBron James at
I
least make
didn't-
the final?
Which
I
is
didn't say he
why
has no
I
shot.
think,
He has a great
they'll
shot.
probably win. And
Yeah.
I'm
the
pissed off
Lakers
about it.
are
but-
going to win the title, most likely. Like, it's going to happen. They'll just
It's-
turn it
As
on.
an organization, they're bigger than LeBron, and they don't let LeBron not play.
They have to.
Oh, he's playing.
This is one of the few years where they actually have to deal with a couple pretty difficult teams.
We say this every year.
Nah.
The Celtics in the East, they are going to give LeBron a run for his money.
No,
The
never
Pacers,
thought
ugh.
that. The Heat, no, none of, or not the Jimmy Butler Heat. I mean, no. But this is the Suns and the what do you call them? The fucking Nuggets, and then obviously the Nets. Like all those teams are actually difficult.
Hi.
Does KD prove he's the
You
best
forgetting
in the
number
league
one
now?
seed in the East?
No, he'll never be
you
the
are.
best.
No.
KD
No.
is
Think you are.
path of least resistance.
What I liked was Kyrie Irving saying after last night's game, he doesn't really care about what's going on in basketball. All
Right.
he's thinking about is Palestine. So, and that's the right move because is he from there or is he from that region? whatsoever?
Australia. He's from Australia, actually.
Gotcha.
He actually does post a lot of Egyptian stuff. It's what do you call it, like Hotep or something? Like it's
Hotep Jesus.
Yeah, he's really gotten into that type of thing.
That's really unfortunate.
Which
You know,
is-
I don't know what that is.
You know what Hotep Jesus is?
No.
Oh man,
it's the
you are.
equivalent. It's the equivalent of a white guy getting really into Viking shit.
No, Hotep Jesus is the Black Alex Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is it?
He's like an internet sensation, Twitter guy who's been kicked off things and canceled a lot. He believes that he doesn't believe slavery happened. He believes that black people were already mostly here.
That's interesting. Yeah. Why not?
Well, I mean, he dabbled with the.
Take a stab at it, flat Earth.
Kyrie dabbled with flat Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, he just wants to test the waters, okay? He wants to see how far he can go. You start getting the incense, you start going around the arena.
Yeah. What do you think? How far do you think he goes in this tournament?
Where does Kyrie Irving end up? Like,
Yeah.
On Mars with Elon Musk.
Yes.
That's the only answer.
Only
the
answer
only
left.
logical answer, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do they end up in the East? They end up winning it?
They're second. Again, Sixers are in first place.
Well, I mean, they're technically in first,
No,
but
it-
who wins it?
It is the end. Well, Sixers win. I'm not even being biased. I don't think they have an answer for Embiid. As long as Embiid's healthy, I
was going to say, is he at full health right now?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. You got any money on this?
But if you play a future,
I'll put a little money on
play a
it.
future. Come on,
I'll,
lay a future.
little future.
Yeah, just a little one.
For winning it all?
It's not even really worth it.
Yeah,
though.
why
For
not?
winning it all or winning the East?
Win the East, because we'll have a pretty easy path. Especially we're gonna catch the winner of Nets Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
So
More than
they're gonna
likely-
beat each other up
Yeah.
in that semifinals, and I think we'll be
And
fine. I think Doc Rivers is a much better coach than Brett Brown.
Yeah, well, and Embiid,
We got shooters
Embiid
now.
can more or less handle Giannis defensively, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. So can Simmons. It really comes down to clutch time, like for last 5 minutes of the game, who's taking the final shot, and it's still a problem with Simmons not being able to shoot, or at least refusing to shoot.
So who gets the ball at the end of the game?
Embiid.
What, at the elbow or something?
I know. That's that's coming then. That's the scary part about the Sixers, and that's how they lose.
I mean, it depends on how much time is left. If you've got 4 seconds, even like obviously 8, but even like 4 seconds left, you could toss it to Embiid and just let him slash.
Yeah.
Like let him get to the rim.
That or like who takes the final shot, like who's taking like the dagger 3 or like
right.
Maybe
that's the bigger issue.
Seth Curry, maybe Tobias, I guess. Tobias has been playing pretty well. So
and people are gonna laugh at that and be like, oh, fucking Tobias Harris, fucking Seth Curry. You know who won? You know who hit all those shots for the Lakers? It wasn't Kobe. It was goddamn Derek Fisher and Robert Horry.
Derek Fisher was the man back then.
Were hitting the shots. It wasn't Kobe.
Yeah.
It fucking wasn't.
And Eli Manning has 2 titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Kobe Bryant, he was inducted, enshrined, if you will, into the NBA Hall of Fame. I'm debating whether to say this or not. I find it odd that Michael Jordan was there, and he was supposed to, I thought he was supposed to present and do the speech, and then Vanessa Bryant did the entire thing herself, and Jordan just walked her up on stage and then bounced. I've never really liked Vanessa Bryant, and neither has L.A. or Kobe's parents and anybody else.
Her parents and his parents and her are in like a fucking thing, right?
They have been for years.
Yeah.
And that was the sticking point why Kobe didn't talk to his parents was they said specifically, do not get married this young. Do not get married to her. Every time I see her out, including that speech, it just seems angry.
50% of that advice, I don't know her as a person, so I can't speak to the don't marry her, but they were for sure right about don't get married that young, you millionaire superstar.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
But his dad played, and he knew. He knew, but she gave that speech. Jordan didn't say anything, and he was just there.
That's normal.
It seemed odd, and then everybody obviously praised her online for being brave and everything else. But I thought it was a really odd speech, man. That's just me personally when I watched it.
But you know that everyone who gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, they have like several, I don't know how to put it, like ushers or something who are already Hall of Famers or who are important in their basketball life. They just stand back there the whole time.
Right. I thought Jordan was going to speak. Yeah. I thought for sure he was going to speak on behalf of Kobe Bryant.
I feel like he gave his Jordan speech. You only get one out of him during Kobe's
at the funeral.
Yeah. So it's like he's not going to do that again. He would just repeat himself.
The beauty is they interviewed Jordan right beforehand about his last exchanges with Kobe, and he was like, it was about a day or two before he said, and the text message said, hey, what's up, man? How's everything going in the family and everything else? What are you doing? And he goes, Kobe was like, man, I'm coaching my daughter's game right now. We were beating the shit out of them 48-7. LOL. And Jordan was dying laughing and everything else. That's what I loved about Kobe Bryant, hearing that this week. It's not good enough to say you're beating the shit out of somebody. When you physically put the score in of 48-7, it's to let you know we're up by 41 points right now.
I still remember the biggest ass whooping my team ever put on.
So do I. 88-28.
We beat a team 84-4 in 6th grade.
Oh, God. I lost. Dude, I was on the other side of that.
We had 6 guys, and they had 22. And they just kept rotating like hockey shifts. And they only had one kid had all 4 points.
Why would they not just, if they're going to do that, just press the whole time?
I don't know.
Just wear you out.
I don't remember anything from 6th grade.
Our team. Half our team was sick.
I remember 3 scores in my life. I was on the other side of one of those, 88-28, against Sharif Abdurrahim. That was the worst beating I ever taken and made me quit basketball. The other one was that fucking celebrity league in Hollywood. 28-26 was the final score of that game. For a full-length game with a referee, full quarters.
That sounds like a fucking frat league.
Everybody
sounds like intramurals.
Intramurals, we scored way more than fucking 20.
Yes.
Yeah, no one plays defense.
But imagine actors who smoke cartons of cigarette, and everybody says, oh my God, Sandler's awesome, whatever. That footage that came out of Adam Sandler over the weekend, Thank God that finally came out.
He didn't touch the ball.
No, you don't, because he's not good.
I
not
saw
good.
that and I was like,
Which,
what,
no,
what
I
are we
can-
impressed
That's
by?
what the celebrity league is like.
I can relate to that because like when you play with a predominantly black game and you're the one or two white guys, very rarely do you get the ball.
But it's Adam Sandler.
And if you
Fame
do,
usually wins out.
and typically you get the ball and you have one spot, right? And you're wide open on the arc. Then everyone, including your team or the other team, says to shoot.
Yeah.
And you have one chance to make the shot. If you don't make that shot, you're not touching the ball again.
Yeah, correct. The rest of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But seeing that footage, that was what the celebrity league was like. And everybody always says, oh my God, so these guys could definitely play, or DiCaprio's great. No, it was 28-26. Everybody was smoking.
I'm sure Sandler could crush a game of horse.
Yes.
But actual basketball.
Yeah. Not
He's
actual
playing
basketball.
in a fucking polo.
Yeah.
He's a knockout MVP.
Which leads me to another celebrity.
I want to get to the point where I can go to the celebrity NBA game and just run train on these hoes. Like,
Oh,
Dan,
yeah.
You got the meniscus fixed first.
well, it'll be fun.
Yeah, you got to get that first, but fixed first. But we'll flip over to an actual celebrity playing in a real league, J. Cole. J. Cole played in an African league over the weekend. There was actually
The Patriots, the Rwanda Patriots.
there was a fucking bet. There was a prop bet on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros will double that deposit. Of his over/under points for the game was 18.
Not a
He's
prayer.
36 years old.
Yeah.
He scored 4 points, I think, maybe 3 or 4
well,
points.
here's the thing too. I had to unsubscribe from SportsCenter's Instagram account. It is one of the
know why you ever
worst run
subscribed in the first
accounts.
place.
It is one of the worst run accounts probably on Instagram.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, J. Cole's first free throw, and then they just show a video. Like they made an entire graphic for that, and then they show a highlight of him making a free throw.
Yeah.
I'm like,
'Cause
oh, I'm good.
There was
I'm good
no
here.
other highlights from that game of J. Cole. He's not a real basketball
Still
player.
But he
better
did
than
go
his-
platinum with no features.
Yeah,
only
no, but this album he had plenty of features, and it was not as good as his free throw.
This was the only highlight I saw was actually him warming up to his own music on the court.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like it was the shoot
kinda
around.
have to, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the shoot around. His music was playing.
I would. What'd you think of the last album, at least?
I'm on my second listen right now.
Listen,
but, I'll give
I am too.
He
on my
has
second listen.
matured. He no longer talks about the girl that passed him up in high school or the coach that didn't start him.
No, that's what this album is about. The coach that didn't start him.
First
He's moved
reaction to it, because I'm on my second listen as well. It was pretty fucking good. The problem with J. Cole is there's no bangers that people are playing out of cars or clubs or
The
anything like
last
that.
track was I'll listen to that again. It was pretty good. But the rest of the album was yeah.
If I want bangers, I go old J. Cole, like Mr. Nice Watch
By the
with
way,
Jay Z.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put that on if we want to get hood.
Complaining about your coach not passing you up while you play Rwandan professional basketball just proves the coach right.
Does it?
It
Does
doesn't prove him wrong.
Because if you play any kind of professional sport, I feel like you
No.
can play like a middle school.
Well, Rob,
Absolutely.
there's only 12 spots on the Pistons. Okay.
Not all of us
not.
get to greatness. Some of us have to go to Eastern Europe.
There are professional leagues that Dan, I assume, could play in right now in basketball.
If there are, why are we not doing an episode and series about it?
I could
Guys,
play-
if you want to see
I wanna do
Dan
the-
Regester try to
Go
play a
play,
professional
like-
basketball
I'll pull the
league,
Marshall Henderson where he goes to Iraq
Yeah.
and plays professional basketball.
We
in
have connections
Iraq.
in
Or
Iraq,
dude,
Dan.
just like Singaporean professional basketball. What, like it just any.
I play in
fucking-
China. Yeah.
No, you couldn't.
No,
play
you
in
could
China.
not.
Not in
You
China.
couldn't play in Singapore either. They have
I
money
ain't
there.
playing.
Were you
Yeah,
good at
Singapore has
basketball
money.
as a youth?
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Good enough.
You still play now?
Yeah.
Oof, you're going to tear an ACL.
I already hurt my meniscus.
Yeah, you're 30.
Because I was trying to dunk.
Can you dunk?
Just take his microphone away. Trying to dunk.
Trying to dunk.
At 30.
I'm trying to fuck Paris Hilton.
See, no, I don't know. I was doing a program. I was doing a jump program, and this is how I hurt myself.
No.
Doing box jumps, and
Nope.
No,
No.
a jump program.
Good
How much did you pay
God.
for that online?
I paid $0.
He's on the free trial of the
Maybe,
jump
maybe
program.
that explains
Exactly.
the tear. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
that's why I hurt myself. I'm
you on a bad jump program?
kind of ashamed to admit it.
As you should be, Tom Segura.
Next up, we got the Preakness was this weekend. They let Medina Spirit.
Came close.
Yes, very close. It was a great race, and then all the way at the end was a horse that nobody had ever heard of, and now the story's pretty much dead. With that, Bob Baffert has been banned from entering horses at the Belmont. He's the trainer for Medina Spirits. To me, if nothing else, that race proved that horse was legit, and it's a good horse. I don't know about the fucking cocaine and all that shit, but great race, and it is what it is. It's definitely not the
didn't
party.
see a second of it.
Hey, you guys were gone.
No, we were at Biggio's, and we're like, oh, it's coming up. No, that's the replay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a good one, but Baffert has been banned, suspended Monday, so he will not be there. I don't know what's going to happen with this horse and whether or not it runs and or wins, but shit, man, in my eyes, after watching on Saturday, it certainly was a pretty goddamn good horse.
It had never been passed, right? Like, it was just a little horse that could. It was like it was like Hidalgo. Remember that movie?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was just like some scrappy little horse that was just...
And it was leading the entire race, and then this horse came out of nowhere at the end, and that was it. So...
horse racing's back to normal.
It
like,
is.
What? Who won the Preakness? Never fucking heard of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the Belmont, and the Belmont's when you can win some big money, because that's the longest race. Most of those fuckers can't keep up in that goddamn thing. So,
And that's where you actually run across the porta potties, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where it's like the whole thing's an infield.
Yeah.
Like, there is no like grandstand. I mean, there is.
That's
but
just the state of Maryland, right?
yes.
Yeah.
The state of Maryland is one giant infield.
Yeah, I've never been to the Belmont. I have no desire.
Nah.
No.
There's only one horse race.
How often have you been in Maryland?
Yeesh, I don't like it at all.
Ocean City?
bad.
Craig
I've been to
goes-
Ocean City. I've been to Ocean City a
Nice
bunch.
vacation in Ocean City, Maryland?
Every year, wrestling tournament,
Is it
Ocean
nice?
City.
It's my
It's
least favorite state I've ever been to.
Their Mexican restaurants serve queso for free.
Okay.
I actually like Baltimore.
Arkansas is my least favorite state. We will be
Baltimore?
going to
like
Maryland for
Baltimore.
Craig Dulesky's wedding, and that's real. He's trying to get.
Oh, where in Maryland?
I'm not sure.
My least favorite state's Mississippi.
Okay.
I had a great time at Ole Miss. I had a great time in the Grove.
You have to fly into Knoxville.
We just drove.
Yeah. Ole Miss is a blast, but the rest of that state is.
That's fucking fair.
That's it.
They got some decent like Gulf Coast situation, right? The couple beaches. No, that's just Bama. Bama's the only one with
You're
the.
thinking of Biloxi.
There's no good beaches on the Gulf. What are you talking about?
I think
None.
Gulf Shores is all right, but whatever.
No.
No.
No. None of those.
It's a bath.
You're still getting like backwash from BP.
Yes. It is a fucking bath. Dude.
And all
I
the-
lived in
all those-
Clearwater for a year. It's bath water. It's bad.
It's the Cubans who just drift over on their doors.
Yeah.
If you
Yes, dude.
haven't already, like, don't waste your time with Texas beaches.
Oh, I won't.
No,
I won't.
Yeah,
Everybody
no
said the
one
same
wants
thing.
to
It's the
do
Gulf.
that.
So I'm like, fuck that. I'm all good on that shit.
You,
the lakes.
it's pretty much a sidewalk into the water. There's like no sand.
It is extremely rocky, and the crowds at those beaches are also rocky.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a bunch of old women and like bad fake tits.
It was a beautiful mix of like trash from every race in Corpus Christi.
It is. It's a melting pot of trash.
Yeah, like it truly is just like a sweet mix, a rainbow of garbage.
It's a garbage stew.
And if that's not America, then I don't know what is.
America?
I know what's America. The next story is the Ohio State football players with the masseuses.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
More
A
masseuse
lot of
stories.
sex with masseuses from the Ohio State
Really?
football players.
Were they
What was
trainers
what
for the
was
school?
the era though? Was this under Urban?
This is now.
Oh, it's
man.
there
This
now.
is
current.
This is going on right now with Ohio State players, and
So yeah, I'm asking a question. I don't know anything about it. Is it like team masseuses or like therapists that are like in the program, or is it just like random people there?
no, these are the masseuses. you
Were they
want.
doing this for free tattoos?
No, just free hand jobs.
Well, hold on.
apparently.
So wait, they were part of the AD, the athletic department, or no?
No, they're not.
Okay.
So these are professionals and with a buzz indoor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because Giorgio could probably.
Are they doing house calls? Are basically? I want to know the full story. I thought so interesting.
I have no idea about this story actually. So
Yeah, I'm
please,
gonna-
please enlighten us.
Yes, I will.
Hey, Bird, well, here's a little something.
It was one who was servicing a large number.
Good for
of
her.
the
Good
team.
for her.
Now she's denying the allegations that she targeted these players.
What do you mean targeted?
Well, let's face it. You know who they are.
I mean, also this sounds
Did she show up with multiple Siemens inside her?
sounds consensual.
So the Cleveland area massage therapist that lost her license after allegedly targeting Ohio State football players for sexual encounters denied those allegations and said, "Oosh, we got a name on here if you're looking for a little fun for the weekend." Robin with a Y, which is always flirty. Bassani said that she did have sex with the 2 Ohio State players in question, but insisted that she was not acting for her own sexual gratification.
That means she was. What? That means she was being a prosto.
No, or she just has a hard time coming without clitoral stimulation.
Yeah, which Tiffany talks about on Broettes, actually.
Yeah, so if you want to go ahead and hop on over to Drinkin Broettes.
Broettes. Richard Danoff is trying to take her to the wedding.
Taking Tiffany?
Try to. Yes.
Well, she's coming in a couple weeks. She's going to be here.
Really?
Well, she's not. Clearly, she's not coming.
She's not coming.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think she's technically can.
She has a problem. Yeah, we
Look,
established that.
it's common with most women. It's just not talked about, Dan, and she's providing light to it.
Exactly. And it's like this masseuse says, most of the players that I worked with, the vast majority, I didn't have to reach out to. They reached out to me via a referral program I was running as far as the university saying
Referral program.
It was just like, bro, call this chick.
She'll come over in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is a referral program. It's like how you have a referral program for like
call
buying
this
a
chick.
fake ID or fucking getting like a.
She just
like
goes
some
from
weed.
dorm room to dorm room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I was a
Did you
part.
sign up for 4:30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late, bro.
That's like a weed dealer being in college being like, I didn't market myself. Okay, I was just a referral program where friends sent their other fucking friends to me.
Like, these are all my friends. Like, I don't sell drugs. I'm not a drug dealer. I just buy a lot. Therefore, my friends can get a good deal too, and then I can make a little money off the top and pay for my college.
It's what
and
Lily
Slambo.
from AT&T says. It's word of mouth advertising.
Oof. Ooh, don't get me started on fucking Lily. She's directing those ads now. You keep seeing less and less and less of her. The table now is 4 feet tall, so she blocks out her ass, her dump truck ass. And then those tits are covered by a fucking huge jacket.
Well, she's like super Russian, right?
No, she's...
Her name is.
Her name is.
Yeah.
But she's definitely a white girl who's super Hollywood. She's
I
like in the
don't think I
groundlings
buy
and
that. I
shit.
think she's a sleeper cell.
So
It
she
wouldn't surprise me.
run a troll farm
She's
somewhere in
KGB.
LA.
You know?
I think she's KGB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
never-
so too.
That would, I don't know what that, I don't even know how the AT&T goes into it, but sure.
It's one of the biggest networks in the country.
In the
right?
country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get them all on AT&T.
53 million they just backed up.
And
the
then
truck.
you flip the switch, and then Russia's controlling.
Well, I'm on
Our
Verizon.
5G.
I'm on Verizon, so
Yeah.
fuck her.
Yeah. Look, a lot of people would risk it all for Lily.
Oh, I would.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot. Ohio State is accusing this massage therapist of targeting the players, which is clearly not true. Why can't we just say, hey, man, these guys wanted to get fucked and fucking massage? Like, who cares?
So it sounds like everything was, this isn't like a Deshaun Watson accusation situation, right?
no.
This is just
It
like,
was all consensual.
right.
It was 6 dudes who had a masseuse
seems,
fetish,
from what
and
you
this
told
girl
me.
just wanted to like.
Is it a fetish or is it just relaxing?
Well, wasn't there, because.
No, but I think I'll break this down. We'll
right.
unpack this a little bit. I think every guy has like the secret masseuse fantasy. Same with the Princess Leia gold bikini. Same with the bartender. You're just like, they're in this position of power over you, and it's all sexual. But you don't know it's sexual, so it's like, do you cross that line? Do you don't? And she probably played it up. She's probably like real coy. She probably made him put a towel on at first. And, slowly slipped it down. Was working those ass muscles, and then he just rolls on over. And she's like, and they're like, yeah, I got that. And she's like,
Starts with a thumb in the ass and then a jack sesh.
See, the hottest part of it for me would just be like not having to try. Right?
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
here's $100 or whatever the fuck.
they asked for the money afterwards, Rob.
All right. Well, either way, I'd be like, oh, that's it? Great. Whatever. I guess as a college kid, it'd be.
But you look like the poster child of like somebody who would be like, God, can I just pay for this and get out of here? I got things to do today.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was also telling him he has the look of a man who has a pretty decent hog. If we're being real, you're awkward.
Why?
You're weird enough looking to the point where it's like, oh, he's probably got a hog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that theory.
Like the
It's
weird
the David Spade theory.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's whoever you weren't blessed with necessarily looks, but
Yeah.
you
Great product, barred
it
marketing.
kind of balances it out, right? Like you don't have the best looks, but you have a hog.
Spade's got a fucking hog on him, by the way. I asked his ex-girlfriend, who we were friends with, because we went out with him one night, went to a club, and for the opening night of this thing, he put earplugs in because he was worried about the DJ music being too loud, and that's true. Finally, I didn't get the whole sitch, right? Because I'm trying to talk to him all night, he doesn't say one word to me. Didn't even see that he had the earplugs in, that's why, he just couldn't hear me. Finally, I just asked the lady he was dating, I was like, what's the story with this? She goes, he's got a huge cock. I go, Spade, no shit. And I go, well, it all makes sense now. Heard the same about Bill Moore.
Pete Davidson
Makes sense.
Weird
Yeah.
looking
Pete
dude.
Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butthole eyes.
Way
Butthole
different,
eyes got
though.
a huge dong?
Yeah, massive.
Who said that?
Ariana
Ariana.
Grande, but yeah, I guess
Really?
Yeah,
she's
but what's
small.
big to her, right?
We were having that discussion right before we went on air. It's like if you were to bed Ariana Grande, you wouldn't have to be that big to wreck a world.
No, not at all.
Right.
No, because we talked about also on air that you believe if anyone who bangs Ariana Grande is like half pedophile.
Yeah. Because she looks like she's 4 years old. Like you've got a pedophile fetish.
Okay, so we also said, what if it was a little beefier down there? Because like you imagine it's real cute, but what if it's just like
It's not. It's not. I think Amy Schumer once described it, not Ariana Grande, but just in general, like a girl like that. It's just got a little almond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
little peach?
Yeah.
You're too tiny. You don't.
See, you think that, but then you go down there, it's awkwardly unproportional.
Yeah.
It's just massive. It's like the creature from Star Wars in this desert.
There was a
I was gonna say,
famous porn star who was like that. What was her fucking name? Very thin, but had huge, meaty pussy lips. Cooper, do you know?
Could we look that up for us?
Yeah, you
Coop's got
watch
She's
a
like
lot
a
of porn.
meaty porn star.
You watch a lot of porn, right?
Can we have a ranking, like a cross-reference of like weight versus size of pussy lips, and then have like a plot,
Yeah.
plot them on a scatter plot?
Yeah,
I think it's random.
I do too.
I think it's a random distribution.
Yeah, because one of the smaller girls that I hooked up with in college was like that.
Man, I can't remember this girl's fucking name. But yeah.
What, Spade's girlfriend?
No,
No,
I
the
know-
porn star.
I know his girlfriend's name. But no, the porn star who had the huge meaty pussy lip. And that was her thing. Like she made a fucking living off of that. Of like, all right,
Well, I feel like if you're at the extreme of anything, you just got to lean into it.
you have to.
Yeah, because it's like that's you.
Self-awareness is key. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Someone should tell Tiffany that.
Yeah. Next up, the Beijing Winter Olympics are in 2022. I was unaware of that because we're about to hit the Summer Olympics, and I'm
We-
like,
we
And they're
doing
still
that?
called. They're 2021 Olympics. No, they're 2020 Olympics are in 2021. And they're
correct.
still calling it.
Come on, they made
Yes.
the logo.
yeah,
well,
you
you
can't go back on
punt
the
to
logo.
They probably paid like $15 million for that too.
Oh, easily, because you had to trademark and do all this shit.
Is that the graphic designer's like version of like getting Oprah pregnant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yep.
Once you do it and it's in there, it's in, and you trademark the logo and everything about it, and that lives forever.
And then you're a guy who did the Olympic logo, so it's just
Correct.
like, oh my god. It's
Yeah.
like this
They
I
already
mean,
made all
that's a
the
guy.
Beanie
They're working in an
Babies.
agency. Like it's not like some like cool artist they go to. They go to an agency. They over fucking pay the agency.
But they overpay some young artist who is like next up.
They're probably already working there on a They're probably not freelance. They're probably working there on a salary. That's like good, not great. And then maybe they get a bonus if it's like that type of situation. But like agency,
And then your editor takes credit for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like but it's like a designed by committee, so it's done probably by like 20 graphic, which is why they're also shitty.
Because everyone has to put their hands on it a little bit. And touch it like,
Yeah.
maybe you want to move that a little bit to the left. And are we sure we're good with this stroke? Maybe we want
yeah.
something a little bit thinner.
And then 22 people end up saying they created the logo.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like every Hollywood movie.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck every script, every goddamn thing. But people are saying they want to boycott the Beijing Olympics, and China's nonsense. Is that going to happen?
I think America is doing that, aren't we not?
I'm not sure. I'm asking because it had just popped up.
we did
Winter
it?
Olympics are in Beijing?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I they were just there for
have-
Summer Olympics. What?
28.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put the chin in China.
I
mean-
I do not understand the climate of
It's,
Beijing.
it's like
well
a
enough.
regular, like
I don't either.
Midwestern. I don't know. It's really more the topography that would interest me than the climate. Like they have winter there, so they'll have snow. It's more like, is there mountains nearby? Like, is there skiing?
They build all that.
Isn't that further inland?
What, mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, like, they're like I would assume they're like, in terms of like having a winter, they're like Boston or something. You know what I mean? Where like, it gets fucking cold there and shit.
Yeah, I mean, do you not understand the billions and billions of dollars of infrastructure that they have to change and redo for this?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
they're
yeah,
going
but
to
they
build
don't care.
mountains in Beijing. Like, they're
They
just
don't
gonna,
care.
like,
It's not like the U.S. where the U.S. will like write a blank check and
the U.S. did it.
people
Have you
will
not
complain
been
about
to
it? Like,
L.A.?
Why can't we just cut the bullshit? Just have every Olympics in the United States. We have the infrastructure. All the stadiums already built.
Yeah.
You don't have to like bankrupt your country like to pretty much have a ghost stadium in 4 years.
yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Who's going to employ all those Qatari slaves, though? That's for the World Cup. but
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they're air conditioning all of Qatar for the World Cup.
But
Well,
with,
they're also being used to like they're melted in the steel as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that was
they're
Brazil. That was
there for
Brazil.
support
is that
as
still
well.
going on in Qatar?
Yes.
The
It
slave
is.
stuff? Yeah, there's people were just like, I don't know, I'm kind of over that story.
I just meant the World Cup in general. It's going to be 10,000 degrees at all.
So I'm
those
saying
matches.
they have to like, so like obviously
They're putting a bubble over the entire country, just going to air condition the whole
That's pretty much all you can do at that point.
Have to. Yeah.
And I mean, that just shows the corruption because it's like, Qatar pays a bunch of money to FIFA. Some dude's just like, oh, yeah, I guess we voted to have it here now. Thank you for my, $30 million in this duffel bag.
Now, are you a Qatar guy or a Qatar guy?
Both. Look, I love playing guitar and I love cutters as well. So.
Oh, they're the best.
Big fan of both. Does Beijing, though, do they get this fucking thing? I don't see it going down in today's society.
Oh, they do. They have. I mean, it's happening in 2022.
It's going to happen.
That's happening. It's whether the
will
U.S. doesn't
boycott it. Yeah.
The U.S. is the only country.
The U.S. would be the only. Yeah,
Whoa. Well, let's be real here. Skiers and Winter Olympians, they don't have much of an opportunity
At all.
They're not really going to protest this.
That's what I said, man.
Bro, you don't make money. Like, this is your shot.
Yeah.
So the U.S. and the Soviets boycotted each other's Olympics, but those were the Summer Olympics. Actually, no, it might have been both because back then,
yes, it was both.
It didn't change until 92 or whenever because the Winter and Summer Olympics were the same year, hosted by the same country.
Mm-hmm. And then they split.
Yeah, then they split in like the 90s. So they might. I guess they both.
Yeah, they boycotted both. Yeah.
Okay.
And this will be the first time since then that anyone has been boycotted. But didn't someone else get not allowed to compete?
Russia.
Recently.
The athletes can still compete, but they can't wear the flag.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And a bunch of them have went to other Jordanian countries and competing under other flags. But
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Lastly here, New York Yankees superstar Derek Jeter sold his waterfront mansion in Tampa for $22.5 million. If you don't remember, this is infamous because he was renting this mansion to Tom Brady. So now Tom Brady's got to get a new rental house in Tampa Bay. Strange.
that's a flex. That's such a flex.
It is. Why would you do that?
I'm Tom Brady's landlord.
Yes.
I'm Derek fucking Jeter.
And you're like, dude, I'm going to sell. Fuck you. Go find a new house.
You want to buy? Oh, you don't got that kind of money because I'm another level rich.
Do you think he offered it to him? Like, hey, you can buy this shit?
I think Tom Brady does have that kind of money.
So do I.
Why wouldn't he not?
Well, Giselle does.
You all combined, look at who's Derek Jeter's wife. Fucking no one. Like that's a two-parent working.
She's a supermodel.
Yeah,
Swimsuit.
sports
Oh, Jeter has a supermodel girlfriend or wife as well. Okay,
She was. He used to be dating Minka Kelly all those years, and then they broke up. And then
that's not a good income.
They always
though.
had that graphic of Derek Jeter's dating diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
He
they
was
would
the one.
throw
He
up.
was the one with the tote bags, right? That he gave out.
Yeah,
he was the first one.
He'd say, "Yeah, Jeets."
Yeah.
Which I don't really understand. Derek Jeter's just kind of pretty basic looking.
Okay,
No. In real life, he's a good looking dude.
Like now, no.
No, he's a good looking dude.
He's fucking 40,
kind of
whatever.
like
Like late 40s.
He's very turtley.
Well, in late 40s with T is basically like 28.
And then Minka Kelly just got dumped by Trevor Noah over the weekend. So
Fuck that
Wait,
guy.
hold on. I'm sorry.
Connecting
Trevor
the
Noah
dots
was
there.
hooking up with Minka Kelly.
Yeah, wait. Is that more upsetting than John Mulaney hooking up with Olivia Munn now?
That fucking might be.
No, John Mulaney is so talented.
why do
John
people
Mulaney
love
is
John Mulaney?
because he's good.
He's funny.
I don't
He's
like him, but
legitimately
he's
very
good.
funny.
I respect that he's polished and that he's a clean comedian that I can take my family to.
Not that clean.
He's not clean at all.
He's pretty clean.
No, he talked about
dark.
how he should definitely be gay, but
Yeah.
isn't.
I went
Like-
I had this discussion with my girlfriend Kylie, and we watched the first 30 minutes of John Mulaney stand up, and I don't think he cursed once.
And he doesn't curse, but his themes and
That's what I
topics
meant.
are like
Clean
child
as in he
raping
doesn't-
and
Yeah, he
like
still talks
like,
about messed up stuff for sure.
He's pretty clean.
either way, he's an amazingly talented writer. He pulls the rug
I
out
think
from me
he's a- I think
constantly.
he's a good writer.
His setup to juxtaposition is really great. Even if you don't like him, you got to respect the craft.
What I love is
And
he
that deserves
goes-
and that deserves poon.
Yeah, but what I love is he does coke, booze, goes to rehab, comes out of rehab, immediately divorces his wife, and then announces he's dating Olivia Munn.
Way to do it. Like, that's glow up.
And his wife, I feel fucking bad because his wife was
So
like,
do
I
I.
didn't want this. I'm heartbroken.
Yes.
So
It was-
so at some point, Olivia Munn home wrecked the Mulaney's as far as
Which
I've.
she probably does a lot of.
She does a lot
Yeah,
of that.
I think so.
I think Olivia Munn gets whatever she wants until she's done with it.
Yeah.
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 Sounds
We should
right.
ask Roethlisberger about that.
Yeah. You can ask a buddy of mine. Man, she dated this kid for a long time.
I mean, I was obsessed with her. Attack of the Show on G4 back in the day. I painted so many ceilings of that.
I worked with her. She's great. She's a bro, hilarious, hot, all of the things that you would want. And I get it, but people will just risk it all for her. Every
Donald did.
single
Why wouldn't
time.
you?
Every single time.
She was like, I remember she was on some movie and she became like really good friends with, I don't think they hooked up, but with Nick Swartzen. I remember like, yeah, you're right. Like she's a bro. Like she just like bro. It seemed like she's just there to like bro down.
And he's gay, so like no, he is.
No, I believe it.
Yeah. So that's fine. But I think the one that got it was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant to say, roster.
That was the only person I think that,
Wrecked her?
it was just like, hey,
That she's upset about?
we're good.
Because he doesn't feel feelings.
Yeah, he's asexual. That's my theory. He's asexual.
She's like, why won't it get hard?
Well, it's not even he is asexual, but it's also like there's no like feelings there, like of any like he's just like, we've had enough sex.
Oh, he's he's the stranger. He's just like,
Yeah.
I bet he likes to watch.
Yeah, well, what is it? What is it called? What are they in The Stranger? The book?
yeah.
I forget. It's not narcissist. It's something else where
He just goes full Camus.
Yeah, he's full like Albert Camus. He's just like, the portion of my life where you are in it is over.
It's like, you're gonna die. Meh. I'm French.
Yeah, that's Aaron Rodgers.
Albert
Aaron
Camus was Russian.
Camus
No, he's
is
French.
Was he really?
Yeah, he's French.
Yeah.
But NHL playoffs started yesterday as well.
They did. There's some great matchups. Got my eyes on Vegas and Carolina, obviously.
The Hurricanes.
Yeah. I took my kid to the Eastern Cup Stanley Cup Finals 3 years ago, right before the pandemic.
Was that right when was that the year that they had like the cool celebrations after every game or
Yes.
whatever?
Not
they
in
were
this series. They got swept. Did not make it to the finals.
but they were the fun team that year.
They were a blast. And my kid caught a puck, and it was rad. Therefore, I'll always be with them, and then Vegas, only because that's the craziest hockey event you could possibly go to in this world.
The Knights are 1 seed, I believe.
They come out like medieval times.
I'm gonna pull for, I believe, off their 2 seed.
Yeah, they went on a
Slump
and
on the end of the season.
actually fucking took off towards the end of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Avs are the 1 seed, so that means the Blues are the 8 seed. I didn't realize. I knew the Blues were playing the Avs. I thought it was a 2-7, 3-6.
SVP says it best on ESPN. He says, "Look, is there anything better than playoff hockey? Probably not. It's exciting as shit.
Probably a lot of things.
I don't know. Heck, 3 games, all 3 went to overtime, and all 3 were a fucking blast opening night. So I'm all in, and I'll watch.
Yeah, well, the Flyers aren't in it, so I'm cheering for the Panthers because nobody's a Panther fan.
No one.
So let's go Florida Panthers. Let's ruin the sport.
Yeah, Giorgio. No nonsense take. Who wins it all? NHL.
I only care if the Blues are playing, and I only care about drinking.
Okay, well, Blues are playing.
Blues playing the Avs, baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
Then let's go Blues.
Yeah,
Like,
let's
why
go.
is that even a question? Let's go
fucking
Blues.
Good. You're all in. I just wanted to make sure.
Bro, I was in St. Louis.
I just want to make sure.
We have. I mean, the Blues. I don't think they're going to win, but like they have. Like if Binner.
You
gets,
shut that up.
If Binner gets hot again, if Bennington gets hot again, it does, like all that's
All we need is another goalie who just came up from the youth ranks that we bring in and shuts everything out.
Yeah.
So we just need to find that another uncovered gem for us to storm to a championship title, because that's the only way St. Louis wins things.
Binner's still there.
Kragers is right.
Great freeze.
Lukewarm fan, PhD. Yes, Flyers aren't in it.
Yeah.
Don't care.
No, I understand.
Don't care.
I understand. It makes sense. Eric Tanzi's on the Masters boards. Check out Tailgates Legends.
He's trying to
He shows
pick
up just to promote his own show.
Saturday,
Yeah.
and I don't mind it. I'm there for it. I'm always there for it. What I'm not there for is the rugby picks. He sent me another one over the weekend, and he said rugby's a real sport. No, it's
Sevens
not.
or 11s?
No, it's not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, what are
no,
we
no,
going?
no one cares about Australian football.
No. He played a college team, and they beat this college team, Western Carolina. And they're they're a bunch of mid-30s dudes beating a college team. If you can beat a college team in your mid-30s, it's not a real sport.
No, I feel like we could do a Drinkin Bros rugby team that could beat that college team.
Probably. I think a lot of them are. But there's only 8 or 9 who play.
Do
so
we
I
just
don't-
challenge professional athletes to things now?
The-
Bros versus bros.
It's not that rugby's not like a physically demanding sport, but the amount of dudes I know who in their mid 20s to early 30s took up rugby as a way to essentially masculinity's been the theme today in this fucking office.
Yeah, if you didn't catch APP earlier.
The amount of dudes who pick that up to just feel badass.
It's either rugby or jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
One of the two.
it was so exhausting, and their Facebooks became all rugby, and I was just you didn't play any fucking sports in high school. You maybe liked lifting a little bit or something. Just get the fuck out of here with that.
and it's these type of people who give power to the Karens.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this anti-masculinity, this anti-toxic bullshit. Because you never see any real combat athlete. You never see any real rugby guy beating his wife.
Yeah.
Besides Chris Jericho.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what?
Huh? Sorry. No.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
If I was a woman,
Wow,
if I
really?
if God slapped a pussy on me tomorrow, and I had to go marry a man, and then choose what that man took up, like rugby, golf, or even just fucking gaming on Xbox and golf, 100 times out of 100 before any of those before rugby.
Well, video games are currently ruining a bunch of relationships for our friends.
Literally every professional athlete plays Xbox now.
But speaking of pro wrestling, we saw Goldberg this weekend.
we just, I think we thought.
We saw a blonde.
we
we
had
saw
a
a blonde buff guy or
A lot
a
of
bald buff
almost
guy.
sightings. This
yeah, the
weekend.
same way we saw
Brian Cushing
Brian
and his
Cushing.
fake wife.
We saw Goldberg.
Yeah.
We were like, is that Goldberg? We're like,
Shoot for the stars. Say you
that's
saw
Goldberg.
Andre the Giant this weekend.
No, he's dead, bros. He's
R.I.P.
dead. Yeah, my dad met him once.
Did he really?
Shook his hand. Said it was completely gone.
Or did the hand shake him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then we obviously this weekend, KH Lee took you the Byron Nelson. We actually have a major this week.
We do.
PGA Championship.
Are you covering that this week?
We can do a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golf
You need to do a gambling show. It's really just like don't listen to
What
Dan.
do you think these are, Rob?
Yeah, I was, yeah, but like you could listen to Dan about like betting on a lot of things or weird Bitcoin theories or whatever the fuck. But you just really, if you listen to his golf picks, you will make money.
Are you still buying the dip on crypto?
I'm throwing
So I actually had to sell some crypto today because I had to pay my bookie because of Michael Chandler.
That's the most painfully fucking 2021 shit I've ever heard. In my life.
Yeah, Michael Chandler shouts. I had faith, man. I had faith.
You almost said that golf pick almost came through.
Yeah, I also had Patton Kazire
today.
Patton Kazire was like 10 strokes back on Sunday, and he shot the low round and almost backdoored it and won me $3,000, but wasn't meant to be. But yeah, Chandler let me down big time.
I've been pumping all my money back into crypto because every time it goes down, I see my portfolio balance, and I want that number to stay the same. So I just keep adding like $300, and then when I wake up again, it's the same.
Yeah.
So I feel okay.
At least I got
just
to feel
gotta
like the full, like what a Mizzou fan is like.
Oh yeah, you had the full Mizzou experience.
Full experience.
Like grabbing defeat from the jaws of victory is what it's like to
Because
go to Mizzou.
allegedly this is just what he did in college all the time, where like he was an All-American, but he never won a Big 12 championship. Like anytime he got close to any type of championship, he would lose.
I mean, you personally, you mean? Because the team won some, didn't they?
No, the team has never won a Big 12 title. The best we ever did was
Always
second.
top five.
And he's talking about Michael Chandler never won a Big 12 title.
Okay.
either.
Fuck.
Did we win? Well, we won.
A MAC.
We won division titles after MAC. Yeah,
the MAC, yeah, but that doesn't-
because the SEC doesn't have wrestling.
Again, like the
We're
MAC,
back
the
in the
MAC
Big
does
12
not.
now.
The MAC doesn't count.
But we've come to the conclusion that all we have to do to win our UFC picks is to listen to Chael Sonnen and then fade Chael Sonnen.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly
because
what
he
you need
never
to do.
gets anything right.
No. And by the way, mybookie.com takes Bitcoin. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. So if you need to hop on in there, and they were doing like crypto Thursdays or crypto Tuesdays or something, check it out in there, and they're accepting
What
it.
if they'll
so.
double the deposit?
I would think.
Let's
What's the
get
difference?
him on a conference call.
What's the difference?
Don't give anyone Bitcoin. Like, just sell your Bitcoin and then pay them in cash. Because if you pay them in Bitcoin, I guess it's kind of the same, but like, then they just make a ton of money.
If it
Like
goes
they're
up.
profiting off
If
of
it goes up, yeah.
So why would you sell your Bitcoin, change it into USD, pay your fee on that, take it out of the exchange into your bank account, pay the fee on that?
I just feel better
then-
about it.
No.
See,
The whole point of the Bitcoin is to pay to people so no one can trace it.
Yeah.
Like your bookie.
Yeah, dude.
That's fair.
Yeah. And you had to sell your crypto to pay
Just
your
a little
bookie.
bit. It's a revolving cycle. You win off the bookie, you go into crypto, you lose your bookie, you get the crypto and pay him.
It's a circle of life.
It is. It really is.
Circle life.
Follow him on Instagram at Dan Regester for all of his
past 3K,
life
thank
tips. Yeah. Proud of you.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Today was a fun one, kids. Subscribe to Drinkin' Bros Sports on iTunes. Write a review and rate the goddamn show. That is the only thing that's keeps us moving up the charts. And go to mybookie.com. Put the promo code Drinkin' Bros in there to double your deposit and bet with us or against us. You guys have a fight show the end of the week?
Yeah. We have a fight show at the end of the week. We'll do a little wrap up and preview of the next show. We'll also probably give you some more UFC content in some other places. Maybe we'll throw it on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a little extra something there. I've got some friends of the pod who are wanting to come in and talk fighting. And then, go ahead and buy some crypto so we can go and get this back up. So, go ahead and buy EOS, buy Stellar Lumen, buy some Supermoon.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
Because Giorgio needs his money back, everybody. So let's get crypto back up, please.
Get it back
Because I
up.
got to pay rent soon.
Ethereum. For Fake Dan, Papa G, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Sports Monday morning recap show. Very goddamn close to 5 p.m. Good night, everyone.